Have you been enjoying what's going on out there?
This is so good. This is incredible.
Yeah.
You know, the vibe is great and the information is life changing. I'm
Yes.
enjoying it.
Okay, so you're my go-to guy today on finances. Okay? Because you teach a lot about finances, you study finances, you know how to handle finances. Okay? How did you first learn how to handle money? Tell me about that.
Oh, that was an incredible encounter with poverty. You
Okay.
know, poverty will rob you of your dreams, of life, of the essentials. And so when it was time for us to come and break that poverty cycle in our, really our life and our generations,
Yeah.
I learned how to handle money through the fight. So it was from going from good to great.
Okay.
I had to move my family out of the ghetto into another situation.
Okay. Tell me about the discipline of not spending. Because here's what happens. A lot of folks get paid on the 1st and the 15th.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And by the time the 15th rolls around, right, they are eating bologna because they bought some knockoff Gucci glasses.
Right.
All right. So, I read this thing that you should never go grocery shopping when you're hungry.
That's right.
Because you will look around and say, boom, 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 I need all that. Right?
Exactly.
So I think same thing in life. You got to watch out about going out in society and watching TV when you're overly hungry, because then you start to desire things you don't need.
That's right. It's a consumer mentality. And so
Okay.
you just continue to consume without thinking about your future and what you need to do on tomorrow.
Okay.
And so the best thing to do is prioritize. You have to write down what it is you need. Not specifically what you want, but what you need in the situation that you're in right now. And so I learned how to write things down and plan it out.
I like that. When we were kids and we didn't have that much money, we had 5 children. My dad was a steel worker. My mother worked at Winchell's Donut Shop. But I do remember some key things they bought me. I remember when I got my first pair of Converse tennis shoes. Okay, tell me about when you first got your first pair of shoes that you went like, holla, I might be rich.
Hey, they were Converse too. I remember pulling out the Converse, the All-Star Converse, and the white Converse, the red stripe at the bottom with the star on the side. And that was great.
Yeah.
And my mom had to sacrifice to get those Converse boots.
Yeah, see, and at that time, you may have known it, but I didn't know it, that my mother tells me later in life about having to work extra hours to get my Little League glove, to get my Little League cleats, right? Josh, tell me about the first thing you got that you really went like, wow, this is like extraordinary.
My parents somehow managed to get an Atari.
Yes.
And yeah, only the rich kids had one, and I don't even want to know what they had to do to get it, but I loved it and became a nerd.
Yeah. So the thing that I remember as a kid, that were kind of defining moments of presence from a child's mind, are my shoes, my Schwinn bicycle at 12, because those were expensive rather than a Raleigh or a Huffy.
Yeah.
Somehow a Schwinn showed up. Are you with me?
I'm with you.
And so I think the same thing with us is that you don't need to buy something new every week that just is sparkly, do
I
you?
think that appetite for something new every week has a different connotation with the individual. That person is going through something where those things are bringing a level of value
Okay.
they should find within themselves.
Wow.
You don't need new things to validate who you are.
Okay.
And I don't believe in keeping up with anybody, especially the Joneses. That gets you in a lot of trouble.
Okay, let's talk about vacations. I've been getting a lot of feedback about vacations because a lot of folks, okay.
Yeah, it's better.
All right, so we were talking about vacations.
Yes.
And that you could keep them at a low amount of money and still enjoy yourself. You call it a staycation.
Call it staycation. You can enjoy the things that are around you. You can go to the beach, like you said, the park. You can enjoy even the big parks like Disney, and just enjoy what's around Disney. You don't actually have to go into the park, but there are so many things on the outskirts that will cause you to have a lot of fun.
Okay, I want to talk to you about borrowing money from friends. Okay, and I want all of you to pay attention to this. One of the challenges of starting to do better in life is it's difficult because it's hard to say no to people that want to borrow money.
That's right.
And that's going to happen a lot. If you start breaking out financially, it's not that people are bad. Sometimes they're desperate and they want to borrow money. A lot of money gurus that I know say you can't do it, because now you got a challenge, because now you got a relative that you got to see all the time, sometimes, and they may owe you a good amount of money. What is your way of looking at of lending money to people?
One thing that I found very early on when lending money to my family is that I had to think about how would they see me when we come face to face.
Okay.
You know, if I gave them some money and they were unable to pay me back, they will try to run away from me as opposed to enjoying that relationship.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that I'm mad. You know, I may not even have a mad bone in my body, but because they have this guilt factor behind the fact that I owe that person something,
Yeah.
I become the bank and I become the mean person. I become, you know, the adversary.
Yes.
And so to avoid that, I simply say, listen, let's not go down that road. How can I help you achieve your goals another way?
Okay.
So I try to give them an alternative. Now, if I can't find an alternative, I will fulfill the need. However, they have to listen to my speech.
Yes. Good.
A speech on responsibility.
Yeah, the responsibility and stewardship.
Yes.
And keeping things together.
That's right.
Okay, Josh, give me one good question.
How do you balance paying the bills for your dream while still paying your normal life bills?
Okay, how do you balance paying the bills for your dream? Like, there are people that say they want to write a book, and to write a book, folks can write a book for about how much, Stefan? Let's say if it's an ebook.
An ebook, you're looking at anywhere from 4,000 to 8,000.
Okay, so 4,000 to 8,000, they could
Yeah.
do a book, but you can bring it even way down if they wrote it.
Yeah, if they write it,
They get someone to edit it,
Yeah,
and then it's really not that much money.
yeah,
Okay, but if you wanted to go out there everywhere, then it becomes that much money.
sure.
So let's say let's break it down to 2,000.
Okay.
So somebody is $1,000 in debt, but they want to write a $2,000 book. What should they do to make that happen?
I believe that the first thing they should do is come up with a creative idea to bring in extra income.
Okay.
I don't believe in taking away from your base to try to go after a dream.
Wow.
You know, your base has to be there. You know,
They
you have
probably
have
need
a
to sell
foundation.
something.
They have to sell something.
There's probably some in the garage.
That's right.
There's probably some in storage.
Yes,
Right?
that's right.
And it might be working more hours,
Yes,
picking up another job
that's right.
for a period of time.
I did that myself.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted a house, so I picked up another job. I worked a night shift to get some more money. I didn't want to take away from my base.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, I was an engineer at the time, but I needed to do something else to bring in more increase.
Okay. We're listening from Mike. He's phenomenal. He's very, very smart. And I see you from Orlando, but now you're living in
Sunny California.
Southern California.
Yes, sir.
And he's part of the Congregation Church. Give him a big clap. Mike Phillips.